Oops, I haven't waved a maybe.
Thank you guys for joining. It's been a long time since I've done these calls, actually a year, over a year. So I'm excited to be doing them again.
Is that you?
If everybody can just keep their phone on mute to prevent any background noise. And then of course, if you have questions, you can go ahead and unmute yourself, or there's a little chat box down in the bottom where you're welcome to ask some questions too. So tonight's topic is going to be on winter wellness. And I know it's a little late in the game to be talking about this as everybody's already being hit with the cold and flu season, but I feel like it's never too late. So these are just going to be some of my topics or some of my tips that I like to do to promote wellness and, you know, just keep our immune system strong throughout this season. So I'm going to share my screen here. Let's see. Oh, come on, let me move this. Okay. Can everybody see that okay? Okay. So the most important thing is to be proactive instead of reactive. We really want to just remind ourselves that the oils should be a part of our everyday life, because if you're being proactive, the chances of you getting something are going to be a lot less likely, or if you do come down with something, your immune system is going to be a lot stronger. And when you start to attack it, your symptoms and the viruses or whatever is going on are going to be a lot less. They're going to be a lot more short-lived. So it's really important to, you know, be using your oils regularly and putting them in places where you'll remember to use them. So I keep oils in the bathroom, in the kitchen. I keep oils in my purse, in the diaper bag. They're with us at all times. So using oils daily, we take On Guard every single day in our mouth for Patrick and I. And then on Parker and Noah, we put On Guard on the bottom of their feet every day. Lemon oil in our water. Lemon's going to be so On Guard, for those of you who are new, I don't know everybody on the call. So just to give you a little bit of background, On Guard is going to be your oil that's going to build your immune system, and it's going to fight off germs and bacteria. So it's a very good oil to be used on a regular basis. We do a drop in our mouth morning and night. Lemon oil is going to be very cleansing and detoxing. So throughout the day, we drink lemon in our water about, 3 to 4 drops 3 times a day. And you only want to put it in glass. So I drink out of a mason jar or a stainless steel jar. You don't ever want to put oils in plastic because it'll break down the chemicals in the plastic. Lemon oil is very uplifting as well. So, a lot of times our immune system becomes compromised due to stress or depression. And in these cold winter months where there's not a lot of sun, you're not spending a lot of times outside, that's where your immune system can become compromised. So lemon oil is not only going to be cleansing and detoxing, but it's going to be very uplifting as well. So it's going to promote a lot of energizing feelings and a lot of happy feelings. It's really great for people who have stress and anxiety and depression. Frankincense oil. If you only have one oil in your home, it should be frankincense. It's the mother of all oils. You have one more day to get this oil for free if you place a $200 order. Frankincense is amazing for everything. We take that every single day. We put it on our tongue, right first thing in the morning. And then as women, we're all prone to breast cancer. So I like to rub it over my breasts when I get out of the shower as well. But frankincense is going to be very good for your immune system. So it supports your immune system. It also supports your mood. So it's also really good for stress, anxiety, and depression. It's also very uplifting. So again, being in these cold, dark winter months, you really want to do things that are going to boost your immune system as well as your mind, because they really go hand in hand. Frankincense is also really good for inflammation in the body. So a lot of times, you know, sicknesses come on board when we have a lot of inflammation in the body. So taking frankincense internally every day is going to be really great for your immune system. I used to put this on Parker every day, but as he's gotten older, I just haven't found the need to. I use some other oils on him every day, but Noah, she's my 9-week-old baby, and she's still so little that you can't use like a ton of oils on her or on little ones. So I try to use oils that are going to be very immunity boosting. So every day she gets frankincense on her feet and her spine. Copaiba is another one. Copaiba, in my mind, is kind of like a little bit of a less expensive frankincense, if you will, because it has very similar benefits as frankincense does. Copaiba comes from the cannabinoid plant. So it doesn't have THC and it doesn't have CBD in it, but it does come from the same plant. So this is safe for people who get drug tested. It's safe to use on children. It's a great oil. It affects different receptors in the brain than THC and CBD oil does. So copaiba is also really good for the digestive system. It's fantastic for your immune system. It's really good for your respiratory system. It's also great for pain, inflammation. There's so many good things about copaiba. So that's another oil. I take it morning and night. It's in a blend that we put in our diffuser because, you know, as we're fighting respiratory things throughout the cold and winter season, it's a really good oil to support your respiratory system. So that's another really great one. And that's a great gentle one also for children. It's great for teething. It's just a really good oil to have on hand. So those are oils that we use daily. But I've learned that it's good to kind of switch your oils up, especially during the cold and flu season where the flus just continue to be mutated. And, you know, if you're over exhausting your immunity oils, sometimes it's kind of good to give your body a little bit of what I like to call an oil shock and switch it up. So I love the Flu Bomb, which I've used, religiously for the last 3 or 4 years. And that's frankincense, lemon, On Guard, oregano, and melaleuca. And then I started adding copaiba into that. But what I find is it is still very beneficial and we do see great results with it. But we've used it so much that with the cold and flu season being as bad as it is, I've really tried to kind of start to alter and alternate oils so that we're not using the same oils all the time. So melaleuca is going to be antiviral, where again, On Guard is going to be antibacterial. Melaleuca is going to fight all those viruses that are going around. Melaleuca is also really good for your skin. So if you have any, you know, eczema due to the dry weather, a lot of people get cold sores due to the cold weather. You get windburn if you're outdoors skiing or snowboarding. So melaleuca is going to be a really good oil for your immunity and your skin. One of my favorite oils is Arbor Vitae. I absolutely love this oil. It's kind of like a hidden little gem, I feel like. And it's an oil that I never really used until I was pregnant with Parker. And now I use it pretty often. It's a very woodsy, majestic, strong smell. It comes from what we call the tree of life. Arbor Vitae trees can live for over 800 years. So that's where they get the name tree of life because it's so long lasting. But this is going to be great for fungal issues, viruses, respiratory issues. It's a repellent. It's good for cancer. It's a stimulant. It supports bacteria. Skin complaints. It's good for skin complaints. It's good for sun, meditation, and emotional balance. It blends really well with cedarwood and frankincense. And it's antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial. So this one is a really good one, especially if you have little kids, because it's a really gentle oil. So we've been using this a lot in our home over the last couple of weeks. It's great to put in the diffuser, and it's great to apply to the bottom of your feet and putting into a roller ball. It's a great oil. I absolutely love it. And I feel like a lot of people don't give it enough credit or just don't know about it. The other oil is thyme. And I had bought thyme many years ago mainly for cooking, because I love to cook with the oils, because there's so many times where I buy herbs and then they go bad before I use them, or they just kind of lose all their aromas, or they're being imported from who knows where. And they just don't have the same flavoring and aromatic smell that I like to have in the kitchen. So I'd originally bought it for cooking, but then over my oil years, I came along of a recipe for a Z-Pak where you use oils to make your own Z-Pak. And thyme was one of the oils in there. And so I started using thyme a few years ago, and I've pulled it out again over the last couple of weeks because there's a lot of things going around. And this is a really great oil. It's a resolving oil. It's very powerful, and it's expelling. It's a stimulant. It's an antioxidant. It's also antiviral, and it's an expectorant. It detoxes. It blends really well with rosemary, basil, and lavender. Thyme, I almost call it thyme. Thyme is really good for asthma and croup. So if you have those issues in your little ones, this is a great oil to use. It's really good for colds and flu. You can take it internally, you can put it on topically, or you can diffuse it. It's great for hair loss, memory, and concentration. It's good for low blood pressure, fatigue, stress, and depression. It's really great for pain and sore muscles. So if you come down with something and your body's feeling achy, this is another great oil that you could go to. It's good for MRSA, illness recovery, bladder infection, and also very good from an emotional standpoint. So people joke that my house and my body always smell like an Italian restaurant because I'm using like thyme and oregano and On Guard and lemon and all these different oils that you really do smell kind of like you're a spice cabinet. But you know what? They're very effective, and I really enjoy using them and seeing their benefits. So lemongrass is also in the Z-Pak recipe. And lemongrass, again, is one that I've always loved just because I love Asian food, and lemongrass is an oil that is really well known, especially in Thai cuisine. So I had bought this to cook with, but then when I found the recipe for the Z-Pak, I started getting more into lemongrass. So this is electrifying, it's regenerating, and it's purifying. So this is going to be really good for digestive issues, emotional balance. It's anti-inflammatory, it's antimicrobial, it's a decongestant, it's regenerative, blends well with basil, ginger, and peppermint. This is one of the oils that is in DDR Prime, so it's really, really good for cancer and tumors. It's good for thyroid issues. Lemongrass I find to be very strong and very effective in fighting some things that's going on in your body, especially when you're pairing it with thyme and arbor vitae. Those three together right there are a real powerhouse to keep your immune system strong. Oregano, this is another one that's very, very strong. For those of you who are new to oils, this oil is what we call a hot oil. So this can actually cause third-degree burn. So you want to only put it on the bottom of your feet because your skin is so thick there that your skin can tolerate the heat of the oil. If you were to put it on your hand or on your face or anywhere on your body, it literally will give you a third-degree burn. So if you have a wart or skin tags, it is okay to put on there, but you do want to just dip a toothpick in your oregano and then apply the toothpick tip to the wart or skin tag, and then lightly dilute that because the object of that is to burn it off. But this oil you don't want to put on anywhere else topically without diluting it. You can also put it in a capsule or in a cup of water. Lauren, I think you gargle with it, right?
With the oregano, I do it in a veggie capsule.
Oh, you do?
Do a couple others for my gargle, but yes, I do it in a veggie capsule when I feel something coming on. I love it.
Yeah, oregano is a really great oil. It's what we call nature's antibiotic. It's strong, it's resolving, and it's powerful. It's great for viruses, strep throat, and tonsillitis. It's great for staph infection and MRSA, intestinal worms and parasites, warts, calluses, and canker sores, pneumonia, urinary infection, athlete's foot, carpal tunnel. It blends really well with thyme, basil, and clove. It's antibacterial, antiparasitic, and antifungal. So this is a really great one. And I noticed that, you know, the ones that it pairs well with, those are ones that I find when it becomes the most super effective. So they really attack whatever's going on. Clove is another one. And a lot of these oils have the same or similar properties. But the idea is that you want all the oils in your collection because they're all going to work differently for everybody. The oregano may work really well for Lauren, but for me, I may be better off with thyme. So it's a little bit of trial and error. So as you hear a lot of these oils, they all have similar benefits. And so you're thinking, well, why do I need to have all of these? Or why can't I just use my oregano? Because oregano may not be the oil for you. You may need something different. Or you maybe buy oregano because of its antibacterial properties, but maybe it's not helping you fight your bacteria. But then you look it up in your oil book and you see that it's good for 10 other things. So it's really important to have an oil book that you can turn to for support, but it's also really important to build your collection because you do want to have all the oils on hand. Excuse me, especially because not all the oils are safe for everybody. You know, like I would never put oregano on, you know, Noah. She's just way too little for that. Whereas Arbor Vitae is going to have similar properties, but it's a lot safer for a newborn. So clove oil, this one's very warm, it's very spicy, and it's very protective. Our clove oil has more antioxidants in it than anything else that you can find on the market. So pomegranates are very high in antioxidants. There's a lot of other fruits and vegetables that are high in antioxidants. Our clove has more antioxidants. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but it's some crazy percentage. It's like 90% higher than any other antioxidants around. So clove is a very powerful oil. When you think about oils, there's 50 to 70 times more potent than herbs are. So you have to remember that one drop of oil goes a really long way. So clove is going to be very good for liver and brain support. It supports your immune system, circulation and hypertension. It's great for tooth pains and cavities. It's great for teething babies. It's great for thyroid issues and metabolism support. It's really good for infections, smoking addictions, viruses, and colds. So it's an antioxidant, it's antibacterial, antiviral, antiparasitic. It's found in On Guard, and it blends well with cinnamon, rosemary, and wild orange. I love clove. It's really good. I diffuse clove and wild orange by itself sometimes just because it's giving us all those benefits of just breathing in those aromas. Lime is one of my favorite oils. And I could have added a lot more to this list. I would have pages and pages because there's so many good oils to support us through the winter. But lime is another really good one, especially when you pair it with Breathe. And I should have put Breathe on here now that I'm thinking about it, because Breathe is obviously going to be very good for your respiratory system. So if you're stuffy, you're congested, you're having some respiratory issues, Breathe is a really good one. And Breathe and lime together are one of my ultimate favorite diffuser blends. I do like 5 drops of each, and it smells so delicious. But lime is really good because it's anti-inflammatory, it's an antiseptic, antioxidants, antibacterial, it's uplifting, it detoxes, it's a disinfectant, and it's diuretic. So it's really good to decongest. So if you're stuffy and you have, you know, a lot of congestion going on, applying lime, you can take it internally or applying it right here on your cheekbones. Putting it right under your nose with some Breathe. If you find your collarbone and you go 2 fingers below, applying Breathe and lime together right below your collarbone, that's a great place to put it. It's great for sore throat, so you can gargle with it. It's a respiratory, lymph, and liver congestion, urinary, digestive issues, memory and clarity, exhaustion and depression, again, being in these cold winter months. You really need to support your mindfulness as much as you're supporting your immunity. It's great for herpes and cold sores, the chicken pox, head lice, pain and inflammation, Again, I love using this with Breathe. This is a really good one to use on the little ones also. Putting it in a roller ball with some Breathe and lime, it's just going to help open up their respiratory system. You really can't go wrong with it. I also love lime and margaritas, guacamole, fish tacos. Lime's a really great one to use in the kitchen as well. On Guard Plus, so these are pills and I left them downstairs, but it comes in a bottle like this and they're soft gels and it's the same blend as On Guard. So it's going to have wild orange, eucalyptus, cinnamon, clove. What else is an On Guard? Let's see. I feel like I'm forgetting one that's an On Guard. So On Guard is going to have wild orange, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. The On Guard Plus is a soft gel, and it's going to have all of those oils, plus it has black pepper and melissa. And I want to say it has oregano, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So adding those additional oils, the On Guard Plus is going to be an even stronger antibacterial. On Guard Plus, you can be taking, it does have an oregano. It does. I just remembered. You can take it every day during the winter months. I kind of take it every day for like a week, and then I'll take a few days off, and then I'll start it up again. If I feel like I'm coming down with something, or if Patrick's coming down with something, we pop like 3 On Guard Plus soft gels immediately, and then we kind of spread them out throughout the day. When Parker was little and I felt like he was coming down with something, I popped the soft gel and I rubbed it on his feet and spine and then diluted it with some coconut oil. You want to be 6 years old or older to ingest the oils internally. So since that has some spicy oils in it, I just wanted to dilute it. The On Guard Plus is amazing. If you're traveling, you want to take it several days before, take it on your flight, take it with you on your trip. Colds are, like the plague on airplanes. I feel like whenever you're traveling on the airplane, that's when you're going to get the sickest, just because there's so many germs. You're sitting next to somebody in very close quarters. It's like hacking up a lung. On Guard Plus is a great, great immunity support, and it can be taken every day. Cinnamon is another one that's really great. This is also going to be a very warm oil. It's protecting, it's spicy, and it's awakening. So if you're chilled to the bone and you just can't get warm, put a drop on the bottom of each foot and then put on a pair of socks, and that will help warm your body. You can also put a drop of cinnamon in some hot water and drink that. This is going to be really good for the pancreas and blood sugar. It's great for the cold and flu, so you can put it in a capsule. You can put it on the bottom of your feet, or you can diffuse it. It's great for oral health, so you could drop 1 drop in water and combat an oral infection. It's great for germs and bacteria. It's great for vaginal health, male and female sexual issues, muscle strain and pain, and it's great for cooking. It's an antiseptic. It's I can't talk tonight. It's an antioxidant, antifungal, and antiviral. This is a really great oil. I like to use it in baking as well. So making like apple cinnamon muffins. If you're making some baked apples to go with a meat dish, I love to add a drop of cinnamon. It's great to put in pancakes. I also use On Guard in pancakes. There's a lot of oils that you can really cook with, so they're very versatile. Some other ones that I didn't list here that are now just popping into my head. Cedarwood is great. That's a great one for your respiratory system. So it's going to be, help open up your airways. It's also really great for the little kids. Eucalyptus is really good. Cardamom is a really good one for little kids. That's really great for congestion, sore throats and fevers. If you come down with a fever, Noah had a little bit of a fever last week, and I did peppermint and patchouli, and I did, I think, 3 drops of each in a roller ball filled with coconut oil and applied that onto her, and it dropped her fever so quickly. It was the first time I had done patchouli for a fever, and that was really nice to watch. So those are some oils that I think are really beneficial. Water, you should be drinking half of your body weight in ounces in water a day. Exercise, get your body moving for at least 30 minutes, whether it's going for a walk or doing a yoga class, something to keep your body active so that your body doesn't get stiff, things don't get stagnant in your body. The vitamins are really important. We take the Lifelong Vitality vitamins. It's doTERRA's vitamin supplements. They're filled with antioxidants. They support your immune system. They support pain and inflammation in the body. They promote restful sleep. It's really important to get an adequate amount of sleep to keep your energy and your body supported. The vitamins, I can't speak more highly about. They're absolutely fantastic. Elderberry syrup, I don't know if anybody's familiar with that. We get it from a company called Gaia Herbs, Gaia, and you can buy it at Whole Foods or Sprouts. You can buy it on Amazon. We take that every single day. Parker, Patrick, and I, we take it every single day, and if we're fighting something, we take it twice a day. It's also very antioxidant. There's been a lot of studies done where it can cut cold and flu viruses in half if you take it. So as soon as November hits, we take it every single day from November to March. It's a great, great supplement to take. Colloidal silver is also really good. Colloidal silver is kind of like an antibiotic. So taking that every single day, again, you're being proactive instead of reactive. You really want to nurture and love on your immune system to protect it so that if you do come down with something, it's a lot less severe. And a lot of times you just don't get hit with it. So colloidal silver is really important. Patrick, Parker, and I take vitamin D. Noah takes a vitamin D. And then vitamin C. We all take vitamin C every day. So just doing all of these things to promote your immune system and support it is really important. And then I love this tea here. You just take a cup of hot water and you do like a tablespoon or half a teaspoon, however much honey you want, really. I do a raw local honey, and I do 1 drop of copaiba, 1 drop of wild orange, turmeric, and On Guard. And then I sip on that, and that really soothes a sore throat. As soon as you feel that, the biggest thing is attacking your symptoms. So I'm such like an anxious hypochondria freak that all my anxiety is around health. So I am so incredibly in tune with my body, too in tune sometimes because it can literally make me crazy. But as soon as I feel the aches coming on, as soon as I feel a scratch in my throat or a sniffle, I'm like on high alert and I just start attacking it. So I sip on this tea. I use all my oils. I get out my cough drops. I just reordered these, the On Guard throat drops. You suck on these 2 or 3 times a day with a sore throat, and almost always by the end of the day, my sore throat is completely gone. Like, I'm not even joking. So these oils in the tea are anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, promotes antioxidants, it's immunity boosting, respiratory support, and they're also uplifting. And you can drink that every day or as soon as you feel a sore throat coming on. I think that the biggest takeaway from this call is to attack and to be proactive. As soon as you feel those symptoms coming on, you grab your oils and you go to town with them and you commit to them. And I apply them every single hour until my symptoms are gone. And then I'll go to every 2 or 3 hours and then maybe for an extra day or 2 because you don't want to relapse. And it's harder when you have little kids because they aren't maybe so inclined to tell you when they're starting to feel sick. So sometimes they do get full-blown illnesses, but that's okay. I'm doing a workshop with the highest leaders in doTERRA right now, and they said on one of their calls that the oils don't make life perfect. They make life better. You know, we have these tools in our hand to use to try and prevent and support so that we don't always have to run to the doctor, so that we don't always have to be on antibiotics. But you guys, they're there for a reason. There's a time and a place for them. You know, Parker had 104-degree fever over Christmas. Was I just sitting there and waiting for the peppermint oil to work? No, like sometimes you need to turn to over-the-counter medicine, and we did turn to Tylenol, and that's okay. But the most important thing is that 9 out of 10 times, our life is resolved around oils. And, you know, I'm grateful that there is medicine that we can turn to because it is there for a reason, but we're very proactive and we're committed to the oils, and we attack as soon as the symptoms come on board. And almost always it works and it takes everything away. So that's kind of what I wanted to share tonight. Does anybody have any questions or any tips that you guys do?
Can you tell me what's in the, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Can you tell me what's in the flu bomb? You said it so quick, I just didn't write it.
The flu bomb, it's called Flume. So it's FLOOM. So it's frankincense, lemon, On Guard, oregano, and melaleuca.
Not that copaiba? Or...
I started adding the copaiba to it.
Okay.
Copaiba is a newer oil. It's only been out for a little over a year. So before it came out, it was just the Flume, but now I do copaiba too. And so for like Adelaide and Bodhi, I would do 10 drops of each in a roller ball filled with coconut oil, and you apply it to the bottom of their feet. And then for you and Olo, I would do 20 drops of each in a roller ball filled with coconut oil. The roller balls are just the easiest way to apply it because you can put it on the bottom of your feet or on the back of your spine.
Yeah.
And you can do it with fewer drops, but if you're attacking something over several days, you're going to just be remaking that. So I just make it strong and full so that I don't have to remake it, because when you're attacking it, like we're literally applying it every hour for the first few hours until we're starting to see some relief. So it gets to be kind of annoying if you're just doing like 1 or 2 drops of each and then you're having to go back and remake it.
Do you put it on the bottom of your feet too, or just the kids?
The bottom of my feet too.
And you think that many drops is okay for Bodhi? Just so everybody knows, he's 8 months old, so he's little.
Yeah, I mean, when Parker was that little, I was doing 10 drops of each, and then the coconut oil dilutes it. So
okay.
But you do what you're comfortable with. If you want to start off with 5 drops, you could start off with 5 drops. Or if you just want to do 1 drop, I mean, it's your baby and you have to do what you're comfortable with. This is just what I do for my home.
What about the Z-Pack? Do you know that recipe off the top of your head?
I don't, but Pinterest is a great page to look things up. So what I did is I went to Pinterest. I don't know how I stumbled upon it, but doTERRA Z-Pack. So for let's see if I can make this bigger. So what you're doing, oh, it's so hard to see in that font. So you make 2 capsules with these oils per day. So on day 1, you take 2 capsules, and it's going to have 6 drops of On Guard, 3 drops of oregano, and 1 drop of frankincense. And then so you take that for day 1. And then day 2, you take 2 capsules and you do 5 drops of melaleuca, 5 drops of lemongrass, 2 drops of thyme, 2 drops of cinnamon. And then on day 3, you take 2 capsules again, and it's 5 drops of cinnamon, 5 drops of oregano, and 5 drops of lemon. Pinterest has a lot of really great recipes. Like just now when I looked up, there's one called Sinus Bomb. So if your sinuses are really infected, or if you have a sinus infection, or you're just super congested, there's one on here that you can take in an empty capsule for a sinus bomb. So Pinterest has a lot of really great, there's one called the Miracle Poop Fairy. So if you're constipated and you can't poop, you can make the Miracle Poop Fairy. So yeah, Pinterest is a great place to find recipes on. And roller balls are really great. And when I say attack, like I'm not even kidding. Like I literally attack. So we make the roller ball, we apply it to the bottom of our feet every hour, we'll put it on our spine, but then I also take those in veggie capsules. I don't take 10 drops of each in a veggie capsule. I'll do 1 drop of each of those in a veggie capsule, and I take that also. So I'm like, you know, overdoing it, and knock on wood, like, we're so lucky we just don't get sick. You know, we may be out for like a day or just kind of feel kind of crummy for a day, but I mean, we've been pretty blessed, but you literally have to attack. And I don't think people sometimes understand when I mean attack. Like, we go 100% full force and we stop that virus in its tracks. That's where you're going to see the most results. But again, it's like,
So you said,
go ahead.
you said you guys take On Guard like in the morning and the night. Like, I've been taking it even more often than that, like maybe just like 1 drop on my tongue, and just because it just feels like everybody's sick right now, and it's really been helping, just like the On Guard, but I feel like I'm using it so much.
I mean, your body will tell you if you're using it too much. I don't think you can overdo it. They say that you really don't want to take more than like 20 or 30 drops of oil throughout a whole day. And I probably get pretty close to that 20 or 30 by the time that I'm taking the oils in my water, the On Guard, the copaiba, the frankincense, you know, like the turmeric, the pink pepper, like whatever I'm taking in my day, I get pretty close to that 20 or 30, and your body will tell you if you're overdoing it. But I mean, it's all food, you know, and as long as it's just 1 drop every few hours or something, I think you're perfectly fine, especially during this time of year, because you do need that immunity support, especially having little kids in preschool. You know, it's like they're little petri dishes. They bring home all the germs.
Definitely. So much fun.
Anybody else have any questions? Lauren, do you want to share anything that you do?
Well, Nicole, did you have something? I saw you unmute.
No, I didn't have anything. I just wanted to say thank you. I have to sign off now, but it was
Okay.
very informative, and I just wanted to say thanks. I couldn't get the video to work, so
That's okay.
yeah, but thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
So a few things I guess I do. Jenna talked a lot about the breathe and lime, but that combo does amazing for coughs too. So like I diffuse it. So like if a kid is coughing, or if my husband or I have a cough that's, you know, miserable during the night, I'll do breathe and lime next to the bed. And it really helps like soothe that cough overnight. And so that's helpful. I just wanted to add that. And then, I mean, if I feel a sore throat coming on, you know, and that always leads to a cold, that's like the first sign. I have the Melaleuca touch roller that's already diluted, but you can either make your own, or probably just do straight Melaleuca, but I roll it on my throat. And then
I started doing that because you told me about that.
Yeah, love it. And I like feel my throat numbing, like I feel it working. It's amazing. But then in a gargle, in a small glass of water, I put a little water in a glass, and then do 1 drop each Melaleuca, lemon, and then I gargle it. And I will do that like every 4 hours. There's 3 or 4 hours throughout the day. And then by the end of the day, my sore throat is completely gone and I don't get anything else. So those are 2 things I do when I feel something coming on. And then oregano, like right now my kid has the flu. It's flu A, Jenna.
You got the results back. You got the results back.
So I'm taking oregano, 3 drops in a veggie capsule morning and night. And my husband's doing the same. My little girl, she's almost 2, but I'm trying to keep all the rest of us healthy. And so far, so good. I mean, we're on this is the end of day 3, and nobody else has had any symptoms yet. So, but I think another key to what you said, Jenna, is changing them up. So like in my kids' rooms, they each have like 3 different immune roller recipes that I just alternate through every night. And, you know, definitely if we've been in a germy place that day, I'll spring for like the one with Melaleuca that has antiviral, you know, over some of the other ones. But then I have one with the arbor vitae and frankincense and like those too. So I do think there's something to switching it up just so your body does get a little like change in immune support too.
Yeah. Sorry to hear about Sterling.
Yeah. He was up running around this afternoon. We went 8:30 to 5 with no fever today. So, I mean, we're at the end. Like, he's going to end up with like a 3-day flu instead of an 8-day flu. But that's the oils. I mean,
totally.
You know, we oil every day, but then, you know, we've been like upping them every hour while he's had this. And I mean, we're almost done. So
that's why that leader saying, you know, the oils don't make our life perfect, they make it better, that like hit home run for me, because it's true, you know. And Patrick and I got into an argument like a few weeks ago because I think he wasn't feeling good, and it's like I have to oil him up. He'll use a couple oils on his own, but I basically have to oil him up. And I told him, I was like, I need you to start oiling yourself up, because I can't oil me, Parker, and Noah, and you. Like, I need some help here. And he was like, well, you better not get sick, because then nobody's going to believe in the oils. And I'm like, it's not about that, you know. And I got really upset, and it turned into like an argument between us, because I'm like, I never said that like you're never going to get sick or the oils are going to like bless your life, you know, so much that you need to use them. It's not about that. It's that we're very proactive with them. They are extremely supportive. Knock on wood, we've gone 4 years with Parker being in preschool since he was 2, and he just got sick for the first time over Christmas break. I think that's pretty fantastic. You know, like, yeah, I've been sick maybe once or twice over the last few years, but the oils make it a lot less stressful. You know, I don't freak out if somebody in my home becomes sick. And if they do, I know that it's going to be a lot more short-lived. Like, you know, you'll have this cough for like 3 or 4 weeks, but if you're using the oils, maybe it's only a week, you know. They do make such a big difference, but
absolutely
you have to use them.
Yeah. I mean, you have to use them all the time. And, I mean, I'm amazed that, you know, we're going to hopefully cut the flu by 4 days, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
There. Yeah.
Christina, did you have any questions? I think you're still muted. I unmuted you.
Okay, thanks. I'm having a little bit of a computer problem. I lost you guys, like, visually. I could hear you, but I don't have any questions.
Do you have anything that you want to share on winter wellness that you do?
Winter wellness, like you said, you know, hand washing is number one. Hand washing all the time. And also in the winter, people don't drink as much water as they should. Hydration is important. Also the vitamins, lifelong vitality, take your vitamins. And try to get some natural light. A lot of people don't like to go outside in the sun. But you know what? Just bundle up and get out there, even if it's for 10 minutes, walking the dog or something. That really helps. And also food. It has to be clean, nutritious food, not junk food. And I think we'll all be okay. You know, the flu it's been going around. You know, a couple of our patients at clinic had the flu. Our medical director is sick. I don't think it's the flu, but boy, he caught something really bad. So just
I know.
wash your hands.
It's bad. It's definitely going around.
Yeah, and of course the oils. Yeah, I love all the oils. I love my On Guard, copaiba, frankincense, all of it. I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Sure.
Well, thank you, ladies, for joining. We will be back next week, and if you make all 4 weeks, you get entered into a drawing to win a prize. Next week will be essential oils for stress and anxiety. So I hope to see you guys back next week.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.